Welcome to Chris and Carlette Live, a podcast about life, love, and overcoming obstacles. Each week, we discuss the good, the bad, and the indifferent of life's interruptions. Now, here's your host, Chris and Carlette.
Keep believing, don't go stressing.
All right, y'all, we are live all the way from, hopefully you all can hear us. We have birds chirping. We have air conditioners outside running because it's hot out here. It's about probably 80-something degrees in Key West.
Live from Key West.
Yes, I'm sweating under the arms. But yeah, we are live from Key West, Florida. We left on Friday for this awesome trip.
We left on Thursday.
Yeah, we left on Thursday.
We left
Thursday night. We left probably about 10 o'clock?
9:30.
9:30 at night.
Specifically, I looked at the watch.
I was about to say we drove all hours.
That was his fault.
But I drove
by choice.
All the hours.
By choice.
Because if she would have drove, we would have still been on the way.
That's not true.
We still would have been traveling all the way here. We just probably just would have arrived just now.
That's not true.
But we thank y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe and share our awesome podcast. This is a momentous occasion. What we wanted to do today was talk about creating memories for your children and creating just an awesome time. We need this getaway. What do you say?
Yeah, and reconnecting with nature.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yes.
We had some fun times. We had, now we're traveling up to Boca to visit my cousin, the single attorney, Carla and Terry C. Gray. So he's single. If y'all catch us on a couple of episodes back in February, you'll see where my cousin, he's looking for love in all the right places. No, I'm just kidding. But so we want to talk about creating memories for your children, for your family. What would you have to say about that?
It's necessary, and then it's also, you're teaching them how to travel. I will be honest, he taught me how to travel. He taught me how to travel. I thought I knew how to travel until I met him. And so you're talking about, didn't learn really how to travel until I met him at age 25.
Yes.
And so I would say that, I don't know, I mean, your children need to give them the opportunity to see other cultures, be in other environments, see other people, other ways of life, expand their horizons, their thinking, try other ways of life, other food, different foods. I mean, we had a whole conversation of what fish tastes like here versus fish back home. So it's, fresh fish and what you thought was fresh fish.
Right.
So,
one of the things that we learned that they don't sell like salmon down here, and the reason why is because this is ocean and it's salt water, but salmon they're in fresh water. So that was interesting that none of the few restaurants that we visited or that we ate at, they don't sell salmon. Because I needed some good salmon in my life, but
not gonna get here.
Not gonna get it here. What?
The shrimp is good though. Everywhere we went, the shrimp is good.
Yes, we stayed at what the hotel is? The Marriott.
This is the Marriott Beachside Resort.
It ain't on no beachside, but it's called the Beachside.
Actually, it is. I found it out yesterday.
What?
It's that way.
Oh, it's a beach.
Yeah, it's that way.
Interesting. We didn't go to that beach, obviously. But we had our hotel. That's Chloe. We walked in to the hotel. We had a one bedroom. We we had a one bedroom. However, we changed that at the last minute to get they call it a presidential suite. So this is the room. It comes with a kitchen. It comes with a living room. That's the bedroom. So, that's the king size bedroom. One night, we were asleep, and it was morning time almost, and we just hear pitter patter, and Chloe Sophia decides she wants to get in the bed with us.
This is nothing new. This is nothing that she does this at home. We hear pitter patter if she's not already in the bed. It's her last leg of her sleep. She wants that extra, and she has to do it cuddling with either him or myself.
Yeah, so she said cuddles.
And she comes and she tucks under you.
Yeah, that's my baby girl. But so the first day we got here, they have a shuttle that takes you from the hotel to what they call Duval Street. Duval Street is like one of the major streets here in Key West, and it's where a lot of the activities, a lot of the drunks, I shouldn't say drunks, but a lot of but it is a lot of bars though. But a lot of where the food and restaurants are, and shops and stuff like that. And a lot of the activities take place here. So the first night we went to what was it? The Lobster House.
A&B Lobster.
A&B Lobster House. So we ate there. Food was pretty good. It was good. Would I go back? Probably.
The chicken wings were good.
Yeah, chicken wings.
The appetizer. I had a lobster roll. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. Who had the good food was Evan.
Right. And I had macaroni and cheese with lobster in it. It was pretty good. But so yeah, we went there. Then we walked from one end of Duval Street to the other end.
Opposite end.
Which took about a good 30, 45 minutes to walk because we stopped and we went to different stores just to see what they had and stuff. And just the first thing what we like to do is kind of see where we're going, and we like to what's the word I'm looking for? Just look around first, and then that's how we plan our day. The next couple of days, sightseeing. And then that's how we plan our couple of days. We have to see what the
Hey, Nikki.
we have to see what the lay of the land is.
Yeah.
In so many words, so that we can be educated as far as where to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do. So that's what we did, and then we the following day. So we did that. We came back home, back to the hotel, I should say. And what else did we do? So we got up. No, then we registered. Is that the day we registered for some trips?
No, we registered for trips on Saturday.
On Saturday. So Saturday, what we did, we walked. We took the shuttle again. I think we did the shuttle that drove. But we took the shuttle or what have you, and we went down to register for some trips. So the first trip that we registered for was a night out on the ocean to see the sunset as well as snorkeling. So it was the dolphins, sightseeing, and dang, I forgot to add that clip. But the dolphin sightseeing clip, sightseeing clip. But we saw dolphins. So we took a little excursion out. We saw several dolphins. It was just so amazing. They were going up and down.
At some point, I thought they were entertaining us. It was like, we have guests, so let's go ahead and give them what they came to see. Because the area was called Dolphins Playground. We were on the ocean side.
Yeah, we were
on the ocean side in the Dolphins Playground. It was a specific area that we went out in the boat and with the captain. And it was good. It was something to see. I'm telling you, just but the motion, the rock with the boat, the motion, it was just so soothing and therapeutic. The air, and of course the sun and everything, but it was just nature. Nature was massaging you. Nature was relaxing you, and just very peaceful, very peaceful.
Yeah, so we did that. Then we went snorkeling. I don't know how I felt about snorkeling initially because I'm like, I'm about to get out in this big old
nothing but water.
nothing but water. She took us to this like little island kind of thing, and coral reefs and stuff. So she was telling us about the animals or the creatures that are in the sea, like stingrays and all this other. I'm like, man, I ain't getting to no water with
Hot
stingrays.
coral,
Yeah.
which you can't step on.
Can't stand. And then she said, what she said? She said, well, don't stand up because you don't know what you're standing on. And I'm like, how are you not gonna stand up when you get in the water? So, anyway,
because I think stingrays is hiding.
Yeah, stingrays and all these other. I'm like, man, hold up. So anyway, so Christian, no, was Christian? No, I was the first one to get in because Chloe, Evan, and Christian wanted to all get in. And there's Chloe. She has on her snorkeling outfit. That's baby girl. Here's Evan with his snorkel. He's all ready and excited to get in. And there's Christian. He's ready. So we all get in the boat. I mean, I get in first, and so I want to make sure Evan and Chloe are protected. So I take one at a time. Evan, it took him a little getting used to. He almost hyperventilated because he was a little scared.
He scared me so much.
I was scared too, but me as a dad, I can't show my fear. But anyway, so he get it. So he gets in the water, and I said, "Calm down, Evan, calm down." So we had to do a few adjustments. He got out, got back in, and then he felt at peace because he was floating in the water with his, jacket on, and swallowing some of the salt water and all this kind of stuff. So then, while he's doing that, I take Chloe. Chloe is fearless, so she gets in. She had a little hesitant, but then she got in, and she wants to stay by the boat though. But she got in and looked under the water and stuff. It was real cool. And then Christian got in.
Christian went out.
Yeah,
he
went out, way out. And he said he saw some fish and stuff, and. So I'm trying to watch everybody at the same time.
And I stayed up on top.
Right.
Ready to jump in at any moment. Whatever. I had on my gear. I had on my snorkeling gear. I was ready to jump in to rescue any child of mine that needed to be rescued.
You would have had to get rescued.
Why? I can swim here.
Okay.
I can swim. But I had on everything I needed to jump in. But I couldn't. And see, that's how I would want to come back here, but without kids. Because when you have children around, for me, it's always about safety. It's safety. So I couldn't really relax in that, but I was still happy to be there for them to get the experience. They can actually say they went snorkeling, in the ocean. And so, and they saw dolphins, and, they were on the boat. And they got that experience. I mean, it's something that they will always remember. It's a memory that was made. It was a moment in time for us as a family. And then the other thing is now they have something they will pass along to their children and say, hey, let's go experience this. I want you all to see this. I mean, I know this is not a day, but they'll do it again. But it was a start to more memories to be made in the future.
Yeah. I think, and then I think, besides you, the next person I would redo this again with kids, Felicia needs to.
Oh, Lord. Now, Felicia would get out there with them.
Right.
Come on.
Come on, no, but I'm saying.
Okay, Carlette, everybody out here but you, come on.
Right. Felicia, something happened to her nieces and nephews. She would have jumped in because one time it was at the pool.
And she had to jump in forever.
She had to jump in forever.
Shoes and all.
Ooh, I'm sweating, y'all. I'm so.
You will sweat in areas you didn't know you would sweat.
Yes. So then after that, we're heading back to the shore, and we experienced a beautiful, phenomenal sunset. I mean, it was the best sunset. Yes, you couldn't pay for anything better. There we are, sunset, the sailboats in the background, and all that. And here's another shot of the sunset. That is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better sunset than that. I mean, it was just so phenomenal. Um, then the next day, we
I want to say something.
but
We are okay. We kind of got this on Friday, Saturday. You know, we passed all the shops and everything. Everybody, according to their advertising, had the best key lime pie or key lime something. They even got key lime CBD stuff out here. And so it's like everybody, we stopped at one called Kermit's, and everything in there was green and yellow. And so, needless to say, I got me a bottle of fresh key lime juice. And cooking with Carlette is about to be on and
gonna
on.
make a key lime
I'm about
pound
to
cake.
make a lot of key lime, some of everything. Okay. And so it's gonna be key lime pound cake, cupcakes. Listen, the pie, the cheesecake, all of the above. It's about to be amazing.
So the next day, we had to. Carlette didn't want to go, however, and I wasn't going to force her to go. But we went jet skiing. Me, Christian, and Eddie went jet skiing.
And again, with kids, I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead.
So we went jet skiing, and we went
Take
from
her
this.
keys.
We went from this from that pier right there. I wasn't able to get us pictures of us jet skiing. However, we went jet skiing, and Evan rode with me. Christian had his own jet ski, and again, like Carlette mentioned, when you have, someone under the age of, 10 or 12 or what have you, you got to be mindful of them. So I had to make sure that Evan was, was grabbing me real tight because when we went out, the water wasn't choppy, but was some areas on the Gulf side, on the ocean side, was a little choppy. So you bouncing up, and so I wanted to make sure he held on so he wouldn't flop off. But that took me a little bit. So I was in front of the line, right, with the tour guide, and he kicked me to the back because I was going slow. Because I wanted to get used to what was going on. So once I got in the groove and stuff, we were able to go a lot faster. We went kind of around the island, and then we went on the Gulf side. We actually stopped off at the sandbar, got off the jet skis, and stood in the sandbar. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Now let me give you my thoughts on this. Here you are on the jet ski tour, right? You gonna stop at a sandbar?
It's part of the tour.
No, not y'all. I'm not complaining about you. I know you know what not to do. But I don't understand why would I go to a bar, get something to drink, possibly get inebriated, and then go back the rest of the tour on a jet ski?
No, not in a bar where you drink.
No.
A sandbar where you get off.
And just take a break.
No, what sandbar is an area in the lake or in
See,
the
you
ocean.
can explain that to me like that. You
Anyway,
say bar to
no.
me in a setting like this.
See bar when Carlette is super saved, y'all. So when you say bar, she's thinking her mind automatically goes to alcohol. But a sandbar is a bar. They call it a bar that that is derived from the ocean currents and stuff. It's a buildup of sand, like a bar, and where you can stand. So y'all, she's just super safe.
Where's
So
that number?
wait a minute. Coast Guard here at a helicopter, just to get fast. But anyway, we sit out in the bar.
There's a daily basis.
Yes, and so we did that, and then we got back on, and then we came back. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to say the least. And what else?
See, when I said that last night, you didn't correct me.
I didn't understand what you were trying to say.
I said Chris. I said just what I
No, I thought you were
I
talking
said,
about.
why would somebody stop and get a drink? And then I said that last night. You didn't correct me
I
last
didn't know
night.
that.
Then you wait till we get on air in front of everybody and make me look dumb. Thank you. I am real educated black woman. Thank you.
No, I thought you were talking about the when we were on the boat. Remember they were drinking on the boat. Anyway, y'all. So then we came home, we washed up because we were just full of salt water, right? Came home, and then what did you all do while we were gone?
So while the men did their thing, Chloe and I, we did the butterfly conservatory and walked in and saw all the different species of butterflies. It was so beautiful. And before you left, they had a place where with mirrors so you can make sure it wasn't a butterfly sticking on you. Because one did get on me, and they'll fly and they'll land on you. It was so beautiful. They had plates of fruit so they could sit and have the butterflies could have a snack. You could not touch them. You could not try to catch them. They were in their habitat. Um, it was just beautiful. And Chloe is all things nature, animals. You know, she's the future veterinarian, as she says, and we're going to go with that. And it was right up her alley. And the sister likes to shop, so you better believe we gave the conservatory a nice little penny. Because she had to have some earrings and butterfly this and butterfly. And then there were the flamingos, too. So we have plenty of pictures with that. But it's just, it was another experience for her. She's been to the butterfly conservatory. She learned in kindergarten about the stages of the butterfly. So she's like, yes, Mama, that's a chrysalis. And, oh, this is at this point. And so it just confirmed what she learned in kindergarten.
Wow. She knew that?
Yeah, she knew it.
Oh, wow.
She knew all the stages, because when you first walk in, they educate you, okay, this is it. She was like, I know all this. And she was pointing out, okay, Mom, that's a chrysalis right there. That's a caterpillar right there. And it was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
She had to take it with specific butterflies in the wall that would display certain world's pictures, just the unique design. God's creation is amazing. I mean, the colors, the vibrant blues and purples and yellows, it was just amazing.
That's awesome. So then when we get home, y'all were still out. We watched the kid. Then Evan and Christian decided to stay here because they wanted to go to the pool. So I took the truck and I drove to pick them up. However, I parked, and then we went on a train ride.
Per Chloe's request again.
Chloe's like the tour guide here.
And it was perfect.
So we get on, there we are, on the train, this little train that takes you around. I think, what was it, about
the conch tour. It was like, they said it's an hour and 10 minutes. It seemed a little longer than that, but it was perfect.
Yeah, and they told us about all the, why they had, the history of Key West. And so.
The real estate, the beaches, the what used to be former, where they made, who was it?
Coca-Cola.
No, the rum distillery.
Yeah.
And before it was the rum distillery, it was where they did Coca-Cola. Then the reason why there are roosters all over the place. There's roosters.
And why houses are built with metal roofs. So we'll leave that to you all to come and visit to get that knowledge. But
we are, and you saw that we are the southernmost point of the U.S.
Yes.
Being here at Key Lime.
Key
At Key West. I'm telling you, this weather, it just keeps you in just a very peaceful mode. You want to take a nap at any given moment. But it's so comforting here. You get some good rest here.
Then we went to a restaurant. So we picked up everybody, went to a restaurant called Sloppy Joe's. Sloppy Joe's are famous for their Sloppy Joe's. So we ate there. There we are. And they had like a live band and everything, which was phenomenal. They were very good. So yeah, that was our trip. That was the gist of our trip. Just
Part one.
Going up to see my cousin in a few hours. However, before that, because I'm getting my private pilot license, I'm going to stop off at one of the other islands to an airport. And I'm going to fly an airplane over the Keys as part of one of my training lessons for a private pilot. So this should be pretty awesome to fly over. Hopefully they have GoPro mounts because I've got my GoPros and stuff. So, but yeah, but what would you say was the most enjoying You know, for me, I think it was, I don't know, I guess I would say it was probably I think it was probably the snorkeling and jet skis. Like, for me, I think a lot of, as I get older, it's like overcoming fears. So being out in the ocean and all this water, you know, I had to overcome some fears for that. So I think that was, you know, getting out in the ocean where it's nothing but water, with a life raft on, and so I think that was like kind of like the best part for me, just knowing that I could use that.
Okay, so for me, it was a combination of two things. It was the boat ride. It was just soothing to be out there and the wind blowing, and you feel a little bit of water splash on you on your face. And it was the train tour. That train tour was good. It was, to me, it was the perfect way um, to kind of settle and finalize things. Our last couple of excursions before we leave, the conch tour, um, train train ride. I mean, simple. Sit back and you're listening to, um, the driver with the whole spiel of the history, finding out, hearing about Hemingway, hearing about Truman, um, paying homage to the African slaves. They have a memorial here, and how many lost their lives. Um, it was really, really good. That train tour, I think, that went to first place for me. The boat ride was there, and that train tour, that did it for me because of the history. When I, because he taught me how to travel. When I go places now, I want to hear history. I want to taste the food of the land, and that the tour did that for me. The tour did that.
So you mentioned something that yesterday that Key West Ocean nothing. What did you?
Because I think what I wanted to accomplish here was accomplished. And so I will be back. I don't feel disappointed. The food was not great. We have not been wowed by food here. But it wasn't bad. It was just okay. But everything else took the place of that. Because to be honest with you, I have a full kitchen in there. I can go to the grocery store. I can cook up and wow myself. Okay? Don't get me wrong. When I travel, I do want to have some good food. But just everything else here took the place of that, so I'm okay. Could I have gone and maybe gotten a good greasy burger? Looking around, I saw other people's places, but I look like this, I can get a good burger anywhere. I wanted to mainly get here, fish. Being a cook, I know I could tell what they did and did not do. But at the same time, fresh is different. I'm talking, it just got out the water and it's on your plate. So it's just different. So it's not allowed to sit in a lot of marinades and all this seasoning on it. It's like it's fresh, and so it was a good experience. I will be back. I will be back.
She's talking about coming back. Oh,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't even do that.
what?
I know what you're about to talk about. No.
So
Don't do that.
just put it this way: she saw something that she liked, and I had to buy it.
He didn't have to.
I had to. Yeah, oh yeah, I did. It was a good price, and I had to buy it for her. So anyway, we're gonna leave it at that. But just know that she's spoiled as well as
And he's
Chloe.
spoiled. And he's a well-kept man.
But anyway,
We do what we do. I mean, 22 years of marriage, absolutely.
but yeah, so I think Evan said his best part of the trip was the jet skis. Chloe, what's your best part of the trip? Her best part of the trip was the butterflies. Christian, what's your best part of the trip? Christian said the jet skis. So the jet skis were the best part.
And let me say this. Christian knows his mother. So last night at dinner, he said, Mommy, I'm glad you did come. You would not. He said, I'm glad you chose. You made the right decision not to get on jet skis. It was not the place for you or for Chloe. He said, and not really Evan. He said, but because in order to really enjoy jet skis, you have to go fast. He said, that's not your thing. It wouldn't have been safe for Chloe. And he was like, and he's like, but, and so that made me feel good because my son know me.
Now, Chloe would have got on. Chloe would have got on.
Yeah, she would have got on.
She would have sit in front of me, but she would have got on.
Yeah, she would have got on. And I would have been sitting there rocking somewhere like, okay, how much longer on this thing?
Right. Yeah, no, it's cool. So make sure that...
Will I ever jet ski? Yeah, I'll jet ski, but with no children present.
She needs calm water.
No, I would actually go kind of fast. I ain't gonna go crazy, and I would that it's rather with a tour, because you see so many people out there just going at it, and you don't always see. You can hit somebody. So I'd rather be in something that is a tour, something that's regulated. You have assigned lanes, because there's too many incidents that happen on those jet skis. People just going and going fast, and they cannot always see. There are blind spots, and you can hit somebody.
So we want to make sure that if you have children, even if you don't, make sure you create memorable moments.
Yes.
In your family. Make sure you create those times where you can look back again. And I mean, now in the digital age, everybody has a cell phone. They can take pictures, store those pictures up in the cloud somewhere, download them, some pictures with your phone. You know, they won't be lost. But make sure you create memorable moments for everyone, for your family, your friends, all those that you love. So you can go back and look throughout history of your times away, you know, to share those memories, to look back and say, hey, I remember when, you know, and just for the children, I think that, you know, we've done a lot with them as far as creating memorable moments, you know, like took Evan and Chloe to Disneyland, Disney World, and then we went camping, and then we did, you know, other activities. Just make sure you create that family atmosphere where, I mean, even if you can't get away to, you know, come down to the Keys, go on an hour trip somewhere. You know, just get on the highway and go someplace, you know, exciting.
See where it takes you.
Yeah, just see where it takes you. A lot of times we just get out and go driving, you know, not knowing where we're going, you know, and, you know, we do those kind of activities. So we're going to head on to my flight excursion, and well, I'm going to fly my plane, Piper Cherokee, I think it is, over the Keys, and just look at the beautiful land that God has created. Anything else? Any final words?
No. Get to Key West, and yes, the key lime pie here, we were not disappointed. No, in different places we got it from. It was good everywhere. Key lime pie is very good here in Key West.
All right, y'all. We're going to holler back. Until next time. Carlette, you going to close this out?
Listen, it's always a time to pray. Seek the face of God. There's a lot going on. A lot of people are disheartened right now. Even while here, we get, you know, Amber Alerts. You know, life is still happening. I like how our pastor said on yesterday that, you know, life is still happening even in the time when stuff seems normal to you. So it's always a time to pray, to be nice to people, to share Jesus with somebody. And we appreciate you all. And again, if you don't have, you know, anything to pray for, turn on the news. You'll get a whole list of things to pray for. So be open to the voice of God and have a heart and a spirit of prayer. If you don't think you have it, pray for it. Say, Lord, I need a spirit of prayer. Give me a heart to pray. Give me a desire to pray. Seek your face and constantly in contact with you. Okay? We love you all. We appreciate you all. Thank you.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us this week on Chris and Carlette Live. Make sure to visit our website, chrisandcarlette.com. If you're on Facebook, share this broadcast. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our show. You may also find us on Apple Podcast, where you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Let us stay in contact with you by texting CNC Live to 474747. That's CNC Live to 474747.
CNC Live.